Hello, this is Andreas. Welcome to my garage. This is the job we took on from the last video, and it needs brake pads, brake disc, brake calipers. Let's see how quick we can do this one. Move the car to the ramp. Get it up on the ramp as quick as we can. Just one will do. We had no means of testing anything, so we're going to have to actually just strip down the car. Brakes we want to be doing. The nuts actually turn awfully slowly in comparison to my other game that I have. I've been playing for 50 hours in the other game. Let's do the tests on this one. We're going to have to take them to bits anyway, because this examination really doesn't tell you what the condition of the parts is really. So it says list, but that's all it tells you. Disc brakes, brake caliper. So maybe I'll just take it off and make sure everything's within 67% here. So if we reassemble straight away, 67%, that's okay. Pad 83, that's great, and the caliper 75%, and the piston 75%, that's okay. So let's screw all that one back up, and then we don't have to bother about this one anymore, because that's all within the tolerance that they asked for. And later on I talk about how fast you can do the jobs, and you can do most of these one-off types of jobs like this quite quickly, within about 10 minutes. So let me see if I can do that. Once you know what you're doing, and once you have got one of the speed options on it where this is these things really quickly. So we're just in straight down mode, like I say so, and we stop when we have taken something off the car, and we go back to putting it on, and we notice it's less than 67%, like so. So we'll stop on that wheel, and then we'll go and do these ones. This is a good technique. I mean, I say I've played 50 hours, so I basically do know a little bit more about it than if you've only just started. I don't know what your technique's going to be playing this game, but you know. And then we'll take this one off. That obviously looks as though it's so already knackered. We can see the parts once we're at the stage of stripping them all down, but you know, we can try putting that back. 74%, that'll be fine. We can put this back, that's fine. But this one, yes, we've got a 60% brake caliper, so why not put that back? Yeah. So even if this came off the other wheel, doesn't really matter. It's gone back on. So this side's now fixed. Do you see? It doesn't matter which wheel we put on there, because they're both within tolerances, 67%. And he only wants us to fit the parts that they say anyway, so we've got one more wheel to do. And we haven't actually spent any money on parts yet, do you see? So and we'll whip that one off. That looks in good nick. But if we try to put that one back on, we will discover that that one is 70%. So why did it say wanted a brake disc? The caliper. We've got a caliper at 72%. 80%, okay. So I don't understand that. So let's have a look at the parts we have got on us, which are a brake disc, a brake caliper. That's okay. So we need some pads, a caliper, and a brake disc. and they all go on the back wheel, hopefully. So we can finish this wheel up, to be honest with you now. And we don't have to return to this one. And that's about the quickest way to do a job on a car. Shuffle the parts around until you get to that point where you're going to buy the parts, and go straight to your main shop. If it's not already selected, click the brakes. Another thing that you do once you've got a bit of money behind you, you can actually buy several of these, because you're always going to need them, but I'm just going to buy one for now. One of those, just in case that's the way you want to play. I'll show you my other method in a short while on the next car maybe. So we're going to click into there, change to assemble mode, put the new parts on. This should spin the car around when he slams his brakes on. Put his new pads on and stick his new caliper on. You could also opt, you know, as long as it's over the 67%, leave the old parts on. Don't replace parts that you're not required to replace, because that means less money for you. In the real world, you would actually say to him, look, you know, none of your brakes are in good nick, let's make it balanced, because you don't. I would always convince a customer to go for the safety. I'll say, put your best brakes and pads and things on the back, and then you know, this is another Emden Lots. What did we do last time? Well, I don't want to take this one for a bend round on the track in this video, really, I suppose, because it's too long between this changing screens. But yes, we can finish the order on this because it's all repaired. We're only going to get 252 for it, so it's gone. We'll get another car on the pallets, and let's look at the time. We're only 7:25 minutes in, so that was less than, like I say, 10 minutes to do a job like that. This one is another brakes one. We'll take the order because it's the only one available. So I think really what they're doing here is training us just to do brakes by giving us brakes all the time. If we go over to the toolbox, we'll see if we've got any speed ups we can. We've got no available skill points end yet, so we might as well just stick that one. Save looking at the thing just yet. Stick it straight on the ramps. We're just aiming for speed here, and now we'll have a look. Once it's stopped, we'll have a look, see what they want us to do. Brake caliper, brake disc, brake ventilated. So that's going to be the front, and if we can get away with doing it, if it tells us brake disc, we know it's the back. If it says, generally it's the back. If it says brake ventilated, we know it's going to be brake disc ventilated is only going to be on the front, because they generally only put them on the front, but you know, they might have them on the back, just depends. It's generally going to be on the front, so we'll take all this off, and yep, there's that actual vented disc is rusty as hell. We could have gone through the usual check everything, but you can see already that it's red, you know, so we will take it off. We haven't got one to replace it with, and we'll go around to here and we'll take this lot off as well. The caliper. But before we take it off, let's just check. Yes, it's red, you see, look. So we might be able to get away with putting the other caliper on here. I forgot to look at what the percentage was. It wanted 95%. So let me just look at this. I would like to think that the green meant that it was within the 95% or within their tolerance that they wanted. So let's assemble and put the other pad on. It's 100% that they had, and that's 100%. So we'll stick that back on. Then we've finished that wheel without having to move and come out of that screen. Do you see what I'm saying? I can't understand though the condition of the car where this is like in mint condition. The wheel's in mint condition, yet the pad is all rust. The disc is all rusty to hell. We'll just have a look at that. It says brake pads disc ventilated. I'm just going to run a risk of buying this first, and we'll go and get a new disc ventilated. We'll only buy the one and a new set of pads, and we'll just stick this back on the front. And see if that fixes the car. And then if that does, oh, we need a new caliper. Now generally what I do, as I'm going to show you here, is I'll buy, you know, a few of those and I will actually buy a few of those and a few of those, a few of those. I'll only buy 3 of those, a couple of those. Is it let me have them? Yes, thank you. Did I already buy some of these? A couple of those. I know you say, well, I'm spending money and all the rest of it. But the idea is that you've now got parts in your inventory ready just to stick on a car. Now I only bought one of those, so I'm gonna, just while I'm here, and then and that will eventually speed up the job. We're going to put his old piston on it. If it's not, it's a new one anyway. So his old piston cover, his brake caliper cover, pots. And then we'll make a check to see whether that's fixed his car. If not, then we have to continue working on it on the back end, because we know the front end's all good. And that's basically my tip for working. All done. We can finish the order, or we could have taken it for ragging it on the street, you know, like so. That one's done. We'll have this car on the job. There's another brakes jobby. List provided. We'll check the workbench again to see whether or not we got any points up to now. We did. We earned a point. So what we'll do is we'll have our faster parts examination, faster unscrewing. So we'll have faster unscrewing, and then we won't mess about with this. We'll just put it straight on the ramps. Get it bumped up. We're at 13:49. That job only took us about 5 minutes to do. Don't forget we also had all of that business of buying, which slowed us down a little bit. Brake caliper, ABS module, brake pads and ABS pump. So just before I start, here's a little trick. If you know it's going to be a pump and an ABS module, go and buy them first. So there's only one of each. And then what you can do is, whilst you're in position, it's quicker for you to just go, hang about, boom. Let's take things off this cart wherever we can find. There it is. We'll move this off, and that looks a bit of an unusual. If you can line all the screws up, they'll unscrew faster, and then you can go straight into the return and bung your new parts on, and that's the fastest you can really do it. I defy anybody to do it any faster than that. But if you want to get the points out, you know. Then the next part is, oops, the brake pads and brake caliper. So we don't know which wheel that's on, so we're just going to have to, we could do this. This is where your inspection comes in handy, because you can go underneath, click it once, go into inspection mode and just see if you can find the brake caliper. You need to know that you're going to need to have to take that down. You might even be able to find the brake pads. They're yellow, so it's not going to be those. Let's jump to this side and click it, go into inspection mode. I'm just trying to find that little bit between, the smallest little bit you can get in there. I think the brake pads are alright on that side, so probably it's going to be this side. Nope, sorry, inspection mode. Yep, so definitely that side there. And we'll start with this now. We won't bother inspecting the other side. We'll just whip the wheel off, because then what happens is you get this caliper off, and that might be the end of the job, and you've done the job real quick then. But the did it say brake shoes? It also said 78% brake caliper and brake pads, so it wasn't the brake pads on this side, of course, so we could have still been let me do, let's have a look at what brake pads. 92%, so it wasn't those. And 100%, yes. Let's have a look, see if we can put his old part in. There's one at 97% there, so we'll stick the, anything above, don't put 100% new parts in if it's not required. Only put them in up to the point where faster spinning in the nuts, you see. So we're going to have to go and have a look at this side. Let's just, I think this is a little bit weird, you know, taking the nuts off like so. Let's inspect. Yeah, the pads with that side look. So caliper off. Back to fixing it. Let's stick 100% brand new parts on, and then we can put his old piston on if it's any good. It is 94%. I think the parts that you take off should go in the front of the list, and you won't have to mess about skipping through them all. 78%, so you know, and it did say 78%, but it didn't ask us to do anything about the tyres, just the brakes. So now if we look at the report, everything's good, and we can sell that. 2,600 we got for that. So now let's have a look, see if we've got any more points. And there's another skip trick for you as well, by the way. I took it off whilst we were still up in the air, and it reset my ramp and everything, which I think is wrong, but there you are, who cares. We're at 18 minutes, so let's just do this one last car. This is repair with minimal. Let's take the order, because I don't know what the heck's wrong with that. So now we don't know it's brakes or anything. Let's just have a look. Brake problem. So it is disc brake, so that's the rear and front, so disc ventilated. So we're going to be taking the front and the back off, so that gives us a little tip straight in. So what I do with a job like this is I just bang it straight on. We've already got parts on us, and it also said ABS thingamajiggers, didn't it? No, it didn't. Okay, so we're just going to start here. And we're going to strip that one off. And you know, rather than walking backwards and forwards and taking parts on and off all the time, we just take that off, go straight back into that and bung him a new one on. If his old one was 11%, which it was, we might be able to fix them up later on, so I would advise you not to sell them. 100% we'll put my new caliper on, because, let me just remove that. I know I'm slowing the job down here a little bit, but let me show you something. If you was to skip all the way to that visually, you see that his other parts we take off was 28%, and he actually wants them to be better than that. His old parts were 93%, so, and 98, and let me just finish screwing that one up. Let me just show you the thing. 95% was what I noted. So that's one vented disc brake replaced. So always remember to note the percentage. I'm sure all them parts in there were 95% or greater that are fitted. So now I've done the front vented brake. So I'm going to assume that these might be on the back, the rest of them, and I can see a red thing already, so yes, at least one of them's here. And that looks fine, that one. So apart from the, and his pads look great, it's just this, and we don't have a repaired one to put on, so we can see his was 27%, so we will stick the next nearest one up. We will see that his brakes were at 28%, so we'll put a new set of pads on. These don't cost you anything until you actually put them on the car, so we'll go that away and see that his last discs were 100%. If you don't buy too many new parts, you will discover that you can see his parts in the position that was last on the car. Let me show you on the next wheel. If you buy too many new parts, if you buy more than 5, then when you're putting the new parts on, you can't see his old part, and you might put a new part on when you don't need one. So there's some quick tips for you to get your garage moving on. I don't think we needed anything on that actually, so we just inspect. I'm assuming that the green means that it was in the 95%, so we're going to reassemble his wheel. So the other one must be on the front if it's not already fixed. So I should have done this. One more to do. This pad's on the front then. And we're at 23 minutes. I think we started this one around 17, so we're already doing this one at 5 minutes. Yep, definitely those pads. So we'll have those out, and then we'll have some new ones back in. Now this is the thing, look, you can see that we've got 2 brand new pads, so we know that his last ones out were like 28% or even worse, and we know we have to put 95%ers in. So caliper, we can see the condition was 25%, but if we buy more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we risk, if we put 6 in, we can't see the other one, but you can already see whether it's red, so you could buy 6. But if you buy 5 and no more than 5 parts, you can usually get them in and see whether his part was 25% that we just took off this car, or worse. That might have been his part, 5%, I don't know. I do know they go at the end, they come on, so we can stick a new pot on, and that's that car finished. Should we go for driving this one? Go rag it around the track just for the last few minutes. 24 we're at, so that should all be working now. Yep, all done. So before we do anything, we don't have to move the car as well if you just want to quickly speed through anything. Hang about, let's click on there and go to the test track and take that for a spin. Okay, so I hope that's given you a few good tips there. Buy, you know, enough of the parts. Usually they're all you can't do that with things like engine blocks unless you know the car when it comes in, and you don't need to, because it's very rare that you change an engine block. There's only one type of spark plug currently in the game, August 2017, where we are now. There's only one type of brake caliper, basically. One type of ABS and brake pump, and several other parts like that. But there's more than one type of filter, so unless you're going to be doing all of the same type of car all the time, you know what you're doing, I would advise just that you do it with the brakes, you know. Right, so we're on the controller. Here we go. We've got to beat 114. I know his brakes are good. Blow a gasket, head gasket. Oh no! His brakes aren't that good. Well, it's my driving that's poor, actually. Should have gone through there at 11. Look at it, 17 already. It wasn't very good on its acceleration. So I'll use that as a guesstimate. And we'll use that as a guesstimate just for a... I'll try and do one of these driving videos in between every other one maybe, because sometimes they take a little bit long to get between the screens. But when I finish this, I will end this video straight away. Then you won't have to sit through all that dark screen business. Not on the power early enough. It's just going to be a waste of time. We'll do 3 laps on this though, just to see if we can get anything. And I'll show you me selling the car up, see how much we get for it in the next video. So there's a little teaser for you if you want to see how much we got for fixing this car up. It's rolling about like an old tank. I've had more stable bicycle rides with broken wheels. Look at it, rocking around. Rocking and rolling. Oh well, crunch. It should collect some damage there and have to repair it. You know, if you take a guy's car out on the racetrack and you bust it up, like I've done with this car, you should be flat spotting the tyres right now and ragging the brakes and damaging everything, but you're not. Every time you do it, a little price tag comes up and says you've just spent another 280 quid on a new door and a new mirror, and you'll need a window. And smash all the windows up. I'd like to see breakage on these vehicles when you're doing this, like, you know, you slam into that wall of tyres and you break your windscreen, and you'd have to kick it out. My Summer Car style. If you haven't seen My Summer Car, you really enjoy playing that if you play this, but you know. Also, in my links in my videos, you'll see a link to a G2A where you can buy stuff and you know, go and buy your games cheaper in some cases. So check out, you know, places like Kinguin and as a tip for you. I don't want you to miss out on that. 112. I did one in 112, did I? Right, that's good. That's about the fastest I've been round there. If you don't count slamming into walls. Nope. That should break the windscreen and the bonnet should pop up. And you might even have to get out the car and take the bonnet off and stick it in the boot. Or when you take it off, because it's not going to fasten again. And then when you get back to your workshop with it, you have to buy a brand new bonnet, let alone unless you've got a replacement. It's quite a good car, this. I mean, I could imagine that 9, 10 seconds. Let's try and take it easy this time round. Oh, it's not going to work, is it? that's quite a good time to there. 11 seconds is good. If we can get under that last sign at 58 or before, that will also be good. I don't know if the dynamics are set on this car as well for, like, you know, things like driving on the gravel or on the dust or whatever it is, on the sandy sides. Whereas driving on the racetrack should give you more traction and you should get better acceleration. 44, that's quite a good time. And 58 is usually at the point here, so yeah, we're going to get a real good time out of this. Or reasonably good time anyway. There was another car I did it in under a minute, but I don't know where it is. I don't know what car it was, and I didn't record that, so I can't really prove it. But I have got a video with it on me beating it at thing. So 108, that's all right. We'll call it quits there, and I will see you in the next video. We're at 31 minutes, which is quite long. I didn't want to make them any longer than 30 minutes, but you know. So returning to garage. I'll see you in the next video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you like my videos. If you don't like, then don't watch, and you know, don't bother leaving any negative comments if that's the case. If you don't like my playing style, then don't watch. And I'd say pretty foolish if you're going to sit and watch a 30-minute video and dislike it. So don't sit there eating pie if you don't like the pie. Don't eat it, you know. Anyway, that's all I got to say. I hope you like the videos and like my style of playing. I'm trying to just be as honest as I can with you about the way that this game plays, and you know, I enjoy playing it, so I hope you enjoy playing it along with me and watching me play. Give me any comments that, like, show me your garages. Leave a link to your video. If you can do a reply video, maybe if you're driving this car I've just driven, put it in the comment section and say this is my answer reply video, you know, see how fast I can go around the track. You know, I'm not a brilliant driver, but I do drive F1, and I do drive some other games. I do play, you know, some driving games. And tell me if you like my summer car. Maybe that's another game I play. I play it in another channel, but I'm most likely playing this one as well, just to, you know, start a brand new game on it, because I do enjoy playing it. Anyway, I will catch you later.